starting today. Are you ready? Take a look. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a project. And this project has to deal with perimeter, area, and volume. And what you folks are going to do is you are going to be able to determine, or you're going to have to determine, which of those three you think is the most important. Okay? Whether it's perimeter, area, and volume, or volume. This is the way we're going to do it. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to take an overview of volume. We're going to talk about volume, remind ourselves what it is, how we find volume, that good stuff. Then we're going to reinvestigate volume a little bit. We're going to get the blocks out. It's kind of boring, you think, but wait, because you are going to use Google, which is our new school app. You're going to create a document, and you're going to do a Google Hangout. Well, with who do you say? Well, guess what? You guys are getting paired up with third graders from the other South School, which is, in our district, but over the river, back that way. And you will have partners that are third graders, so you will both be able to work in the document, and you're going to be able to talk to them using Google Hangouts so you can discuss your findings and decide as a group which piece is most important, perimeter, area, or volume. What is volume? Evan?
Times width times height.
Right, that's the formula for volume, length times width times height. But what actually is volume? What is volume, Brinley?
The amount of something taking up space.
Okay, but where is that space at? Inside, the amount of space inside. Right. Is volume important?
Yes.
Can you think of any type of job that you would have to know volume? Can you think of a job that you would need to know volume? Evan.
Like say, a person has to fill up stuff in a box. They have to know how much stuff's in it.
Okay, so what kind of job would that be where someone fills up a box?
Like a deliverer,
Like maybe a delivery person. Think about a delivery person. Not only do they have to fill up the box, but they have to have enough space in their what to put the boxes in? In their truck. So yeah, a delivery person. Okay, so Leah, if you're trying to explain to them about volume, what could you use as an example?
If you're on vacation, you need to know the volume of your suitcase to know how much suitcases you need to fill all your clothes in.
Okay, so you can explain to them by saying, your suitcase, whatever, how much you can put in your suitcase is volume. Okay, good.
Fifth grade students spent time exploring volume by making use of small wooden blocks.
We've logged into Google. You have a Google account. So much more than email. Okay, friends? What I want you to do is click on this waffle-looking icon right up here. When I hover over it, what does it say? Apps. You've all got that same icon. Click on that. We want to look and see what other apps we can use. Okay? Now, you're going to see, eyes up front, you're going to see Drive and Docs. Do you see those two? Yeah. Those are super duper important for us. Okay? Here's what we're going to try. We are going to click over here underneath the NP, underneath Drive. We're going to click where it says Create. To change the title of your document, you don't need to do File, Save As, and stick it in a folder. All you have to do is click right up here where it says Untitled Document. Do you see that? Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm going to click on that, and a box pops up. We'll call this APV. Any guesses why? What do you think?
Area, volume, and perimeter.
There you go. APV. Area, perimeter, volume. APV, and click OK.
Now if you look back up where the title that said Untitled Document used to be, now what does it say? APV. That's the title of the document that you just created.
Just to get a little practice in using our document, how about if you and your partners start brainstorming everything that you know about area, perimeter, and volume. If you want to put down definitions, if you want to define what area is, if you want to define what perimeter is, why don't you go ahead and type, look at it.
After the 5th grade students created their documents within Google Drive, they shared them with the 3rd graders at South Elementary. Together, they collaborated on this project by working simultaneously in real time and contributing to their facts about area, perimeter, and volume.
Luke, I'm going to start with you, buddy. What did you think about that experience?
I think it was really cool, but like at the beginning, whenever they were like, when they deleted some of my work and started like adding on to it, I think it was a little frustrating because we put like all time into that. Then I found out like we can get all that back.
Isn't that cool? A lot of times, we've used Microsoft Word in the past. If something's deleted, like it's gone forever. So that's a really cool feature that even though, when you're going to have that, you're working with a different grade level and it's a brand new technology to everyone, so we make some mistakes along the way. But yeah, you're right. That was really cool that you could recover your work. All right, what did you guys think about it?
I thought it was cool because all the new features were really easy to get used to, and it was just really cool.
What do you guys think about being able to connect with students from another building or even like another grade level? I just think about that for a minute. Do you have something to say about that? What do you think?
I think it's pretty neat. It's kind of like FaceTime. It's like me, I connected to my friends all from all the way to Kentucky. It's pretty neat how they invented that technology to do so.
In the past, as you guys, you're 5th graders now, anytime you ever had to do group work before, you're limited to what? You got to work with the same kids in the same class all the time. Maybe if you're lucky, some teachers will come together and allow you to work with maybe a different grade level on a project or something. But this, you guys were working with people you've never even met before. So kind of neat to come together.
I think it was cool how you could be chatting with somebody and doing your work at the same time.
Yeah, it's the internet version of sitting around a table just like you guys are now. Where you're talking to each other to chat and get your ideas out, and then maybe one person is working and like the scribe who's putting the information down on paper, and it's just like that, except it's like the internet 21st century version of it.
Are going to share a document with you. You'll find it in that same shared folder off to the side. They're shared with me in your Google Drive, and we'll be able to collaborate and connect with each other to work together. So, first thing I'm going to ask of 3rd graders. My 5th graders are already logged into their Google accounts. So 3rd graders, if you would make sure that your computers are turned on and you can get logged on, leaders of the group, I'm going to ask you, please do this quietly because I'm going to keep talking and giving directions. It's going to be very important that you hear them. I want to make sure that everybody remembers or understands why we're coming together to work on this project. 5th graders, can any 5th grader tell me what the goal is? What is the point? What are we doing right now? Oren, what are we trying to do? Okay, I'm sure you guys, that might have been hard to hear from you 3rd graders. Oren said that you're working together to try to determine if volume, area, or perimeter is better or more important. 3rd graders, would you agree with that? That's kind of what we're trying to do here?
Here, 5th grade students can be seen developing their prezzies for our culminating activity to be held at South Elementary.
Now we're doing volume. Is that good?
So, do you guys see this?
We do see it. There we go. That's great. 3rd graders, eyes up front. So go ahead and click on the arrows to click through. Watch how cool this presentation is. Area, perimeter, and volume. Look, it zooms in.
3rd graders.
Area, length times width. Number of square units that a figure covers. A carpet installer uses area every day. Painting a bedroom is area. Firefighters use area to know how much water to use on an area. That's cool. Go ahead and move on. Look how it bounces. Isn't that neat? Cool. Builders use volume every day. Volume is length times width times height. The amount of something inside a closed figure. Construction workers need to know volume. Very cool. Go ahead and move that one along, Miss Pipes. Perimeter. The distance around a 2D figure. Perimeter is around, and you add up all the sides, and you get the perimeter. You add up all the sides. You add up all the sides. How didn't you know? Or something like that.
Yep, you add up all the sides. You got it.
Area, perimeter, and volume. We think that all of these are very important, but we think area is the most important in life because most of all jobs use area in everyday life. So that was the decision that that group has reached. Maybe you've reached a different decision. Cool.
Children had to collaborate with their third grade, the fifth graders had to collaborate with their third grade partners via Google Hangouts and also Google Docs. And they were able to actually work together on the same document while they were trying to figure out what they thought was more important. The other thing that they also had to do was to decide what kind of jobs or professions use area, perimeter, and volume. And we did invite some area professionals to come and speak to us in regards to area, perimeter, and volume. We welcome you to come around, take a look at the presentations. The fifth graders did a presentation on the computers, and the third graders did board presentations for us. So feel free to walk around, check them out, see what they have to say.
You are from Central? You're from South. Very cool. So tell me what you guys did here. So which one did you guys decide was the most important? Area. And how did you come to that conclusion? What kind of research and things did you guys do to research that? Luke?
We found out there was more jobs that in the community that use area than like perimeter or volume.
Give me some examples of jobs that use area. Do you know some?
Firefighters, landscapers.
Uh-huh.
A bit of information on them?
We were working on to find out which is more important, area, perimeter, volume. And before we couldn't just go and say this is more important. We had to go figure out stuff. So we went on the internet and we were looking on like which is more important and like professions with the area, perimeter, volume. We found a lot of jobs with area.
Can you tell me some of those jobs?
A firefighter.
A firefighter?
Yeah.
And why do you think the firefighter, where does he use those perimeter, area, and volume in his job?
They have to find out how much water to pump for on an area if there's a fire.
Very good. Anything else? What other professions did you find out that use?
There is a carpenter, and if a carpenter will need it for how much carpet he needs to put in for one room.
Right. For a carpet layer. What about a carpenter that's building a home?
He would need to know it because he would need to find out how much space, how much wood he would need for an area. And you need a
For landscaping, very true. Why do you need area? What else do you need for landscaping around the outside of a house? What's that called? Right. Why does he have to know how much perimeter there is?
because say if you're building outside of
many things to plant. Okay, so the perimeter,
can
around
hop
the
in there.
perimeter house,
You can hop in there.
he's planning landscaping, right? So what's the other outside the perimeter, what's that called? Where you might play? What would that be called?
Yard.
Yes, but what would that be called? Area, correct. And what would you like to see in that area outside the house that you would like to have the landscaper put in?
Like some trees and like a garden.
Tree house.
Tree house? How about a swimming pool?
Yeah.
Swimming pool would be great. In ground, not above ground, right? How about a trampoline?
Yeah.
How about a tennis court or a baseball field? If you had a lot of
I like
area,
to sleep.
if you had a lot of area behind your house, you'd be able to do all those things.
Yeah. What if somebody had a secret?
But what if you did put all those things in the area?
You'd have to have a
There's multiple things. What would that be called? Correct. Now, I go into people's homes, I measure the rooms, I place furniture in the rooms. So what do I need to measure? And then the items that I put in the room would be called, right? And then if I leave area in the middle, say you want to sit on a video chair and play games, or you want to do gymnastics, or you want to play a game on the floor, what would that be called? Correct. Very good.
So you joined us here at South School today to see this presentation. What were your overall impressions of the area, perimeter, and volume display?
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. First of all, I hope the kids realize just how awesome of an opportunity this is for them to be able to do something like this and to have the technology and just having you and the teachers collaborate together. I'm blown away. I mean, they really put together some pretty awesome presentations.
Did you like those prezzies? Weren't those neat?
I did. Just with the photos, they got to choose their own photos. I mean, it looked like, I've been in some boardroom and presentations, it looked like something that I would have seen there. I mean, it was really impressive.
Yeah, elementary professionals we
That's
have
right.
here. We're grooming them. We're
right.
grooming them
They were
for jobs in the 21st century here. So very impressive, and I know the kids were excited about getting to connect with kids from another school. So it's kind of neat that we were able to bring them together here today.
Absolutely. My son was excited. He's been talking about it since they got to start on this project, about how cool it was that, they were talking with third graders from a completely different school and a whole other building and being able to work on the project together. And so it's really exciting. Gets them excited about school and about learning, and you guys are doing a great job.
Thanks for joining us here today, Mr. Spade. As superintendent of New Philadelphia City Schools, what is your impression of this collaborative endeavor between the third graders and the fifth graders?
Well, one thing educational research has taught us is that when teachers collaborate, there's growth and improvement. I would only imagine that students collaborating would be good for the progression of learning, and I'm sure third graders have things they can learn from fifth graders, but what really made me happy in this project was seeing our Google edition being utilized by students in a very effective and educational way. I think they learn not only about the math concepts, but the technology for sharing, collaborating, and growth.
Absolutely. It's nice to see when technology is used not as some sort of additional element that, really isn't encouraging or helping to facilitate the true goals of the project. This really went hand in hand. This project could not have been done the way that it was without the collaborative technologies provided by Google.
The great thing about it too, what the kids were able to do, our elementaries especially, instead of operating as independent units, being able to collaborate, share. When we start using that professionally as staff members, I'm excited about the growth possibilities that has to enhance our curriculum and our overall operations.
Absolutely. It's this notion of the flat classroom. We're breaking down walls by using the tech. So, well, again, I want to thank you for being here with us today, Mr. Spade, and thank you for your little commentary there.